play some games. Let's do it. Let's go, guys. It is Scarlett versus Kelazhur. We're doing a WCS Austin replay cast. Is my sound on? Yes, it is. Is me music on? Yes, it is. Fantastic. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the red, the amazing hero of Canada. She is Scarlett. Has had Massa kind of contesting her for that title recently. Up here in the top of the left-hand side, in the blue, it is Kelazhur. The #1 undisputed Brazilian player. Eric's been getting pretty good over there in Brazil, but Kelazhur is still incredible. I'm kind of sad he went out 0-3 to Serral in that last big stage match that he had. After saying, hey, yeah, I want to fight Serral. I think I can take him down. But he did take the fight to Serral in some of the games. I think the most impressive thing, though, oh my god. The most impressive thing was that Serral was just destroying everyone with aggressive, gambly kind of weird assaults and builds mixed in there. And he was catching everybody off guard. I feel like Lambo was the only player who, and Mana, Lambo and Mana, the semis and the finals were the only two series at Austin where Serral got out-strategied. For sure, Mark. I'll hit you up just after this. It's not super urgent, right? I imagine. I'll check my Discord. I'll be finished streaming in a few hours. Is that cool? Or let me know if it's urgent. I'll check it straight away. Yeah, so Serral, I feel like just was mixing in a lot more aggressive play and changed it up. But this is not Serral we're watching. This is Scarlett. And she's being a dirty, dirty girl. She is proxying a hatch. Was it into double gas or just single gas? Only one gas. I'm curious. Is it going to be a roach horn? Okay, second gas goes down now. All right. So this is the economic proxy Ravager. So Scarlett's not looking for a kill move. She just wants to mess up the natural, delay it even if possible. She might build 2 Zerglings straight away and just try to run in and delay that. But not Reaper sees it. Reaper sees the creep spread. Kelazhur knows that Scarlett's been playing cheeky. He sees no expansion. He is immediately gonna pull home. Is still committing to the reactor, not canceling that, but I'm thinking we will see a bunker here on the high ground. I'd actually like to see it over here, but Kelazhur does not realize that this is not the 14 hatch. There's a build where you put this hatchery down, 14 supply, go straight for a pool, go straight for a double gas. That hits way earlier. You're down about 6 or 7 drones from this build. It hits basically as fast as a 1-base Ravager. It's super early, and about 25 seconds from now, they're at your ramp, right? But Kelazhur does end up getting the bunker at the front, which is much better because that protects the depots and the reactor. The Overlords will need to kind of come around the north side up here to allow the Ravagers to throw biles from up there. That's the only way the Ravagers are going to be able to take out the reactor and the depots. And if Scarlett can take out the reactors in the reactor and the depots, she wrecks it. She absolutely smashes it. Because she's got an economy behind this. She's already moving down to take the natural. All she wants here is disruption. She is not looking for a kill move. I love this by Kelazhur, though. Sneaks the Reaper across the map. He is saying, wait a second, you haven't really hit me that hard yet. You've already thrown a queen out. Hold on a second. I am not sure how much you're committing. And upon seeing this hatchery, Kelazhur knows. So Kelazhur is just going to evacuate the natural, has dropped double mule in the main, is going straight into starport, and he's just going to slowly break out with siege tanks. Now, the way Scarlett builds an advantage off this is containing Kelazhur as long as possible. Ooh, he's going to get the snipe on the creep tumor. Does not manage to get it. The biles, of course, here forcing SCVs to repair whilst also dodging biles. This Overlord spotting the high ground. But Scarlett, she's just going to spread creep. If she gets down, oh my god, she even built a second queen. Oh, this is the dirtiest creep outpost ever. This is the beginning of a full-blown infection on this side of the map. Oh my gosh, she even gets the triple bile. This Overlord here providing the vision. Kelazhur screwing up, putting that tank too far forward. That is massive. Oh, he's in Trouble Town now. This is already kind of bad that he's gone for like siege tanks in a scenario where Scarlett's committing so little. You almost wish he just went straight for Cloaked Banshees or straight for Cyclones, pulled some SCVs to repair and just broke down the ramp. Because the longer Scarlett is allowed to maintain this position, this creep gets out of control. She's even spreading it from her natural. She obviously is going to be trying to get the tips of the creep to kind of touch in the middle of the map at some point. If you connect your creep on both sides, like, it's pretty much game over. Another siege tank goes down. That's game. Kelazhur is dead. I'd love to try and create some hype here for you guys, but I cannot. Kelazhur is dead. There is no coming back from this unless Scarlett poops the bed. She's not going to do that. Scarlett's way too good to let this game slip away. Kelly's dead. There's nothing you can do, really. You're already facing what is a heavy pressure, but it's not completely committed. The natural's saturating. There's more and more Ravagers coming in. Scarlett's saying, you know what? I'm never going to let you break out. Now that I've killed the tanks, I think it was once she killed the first tank, she said, I can just break you. Gets enough biles to one-shot the bunker. You don't have time to repair it if it dies instantly. A Viking tries to reenact the Heart of the Swarm campaign video, except against Ravagers instead of Ultras. And Scarlett's just going to break through. There is a nice Marine drop here, but the Queen plus the drone surround is going to take that out. And does break down the ramp, loses 12 SCVs in the process, is going to take out these last Ravagers. Or is he? Maybe not. Natural gets defended, 5 drone kills. The creep is still everywhere. There's no way to break out. Kelly is screwed. That sucks. Poor Kelly. So, caught off a little bit by this build. I think in hindsight, if Kelazhur kept the Reaper over there and denied the hatch going down, it really screws up Scarlett's follow-up. I think also, yeah, if Kelazhur just kept those siege tanks a little bit safer. Siege tanks aren't the wrong option, but you got to be very careful about where you put them. And arguably against this type of push, you might even want to just get like a Viking early just to get rid of the Overlord spotters. There's a few different approaches, but you definitely just can't let those corrosive bios land on your tech units. It's very nasty. A tank and a medevac is one way of dealing with it. Because you can dodge the projectiles of the Roach and Ravager shots. Even though they're not classified as projectiles, it does need the animation to actually connect with your unit for it to deal the damage. So you can actually pick up the siege tank, dodge the shots, but because she built 2 queens, she would have been able to deal with that as well. So you can tell Scarlett's definitely planned out this build a lot. She's practiced it before. She's going to break through. And of course, Kelazhur not just going to throw in the towel until everything's over, but everything is over. So GG, well played. Kelazhur's real name is Diego. I just nickname Kelazhur Kelly. I like to nickname players. Sometimes I'll call Scarlett Skull, which is a terrible nickname, but that's what makes it amusing to me. I like giving people really weird, shitty nicknames just to kind of see their reaction when I call them it enough. Yeah, I'm one of those annoying people. I'm that guy where like your name is D-bag or something. Your parents hated you and named you D-bag, and I'm like, I'm the kid in school who's like, oh, your name is D-bag. Ah. You know, it's like, yeah, well, obviously, I don't know. It's like, you know, just there's very little nuance to my sense of humor. It's pretty much just like, I like things that are dumb and I like things that are dirty. Like Adam Sandler's basically my hero, just absolute god of comedy. Totes. I totally respect all of his movies and love his new ones especially. There is zero sarcasm in today's stream. Dust says, hey, I'm having trouble against Protoss with Zerg. I've tried a lot of things, but I find other than ending the game really early, I get rolled. I want to play a macro game, but I can't seem to win that way. Try halfway, Dusk. You can't just go from 0 to hero, right? So what you should do is you should actually start up by saying, I'm gonna macro for the first little bit, play the base to a macro build, but then I'm gonna hit like maybe I'll have a 3rd Nexus, but I won't build any probes for it. I'll go up to 8 gateways and I'll do like an Immortal Charged Archon timing. Something like that. Like, give yourself a middle ground, because once you get good enough at finishing the game with that, you can very easily say, you know, I've done this, like, I've killed Zergs like 20, 30 games with this timing, or, you know, maybe I've killed them 20 times, I've lost 20 games with it as well, but I feel good with it. I feel like I execute it well, and then you can just take a step back and you can say, you know what, dude? I am just going to, I'm just going to change it up. I'm going to play a little bit, rather than not probing, I'm going to probe up that base, I'm going to add extra tech, extra upgrades, and kind of figure out how to take it to the next stage. And I think it's always good to have a kill move. So if you're playing a macro game, it's like fully saturate your 3rd, get Storm, get 10 Immortals, 6-9 Templar with Storm, add Archons and Charge Lots and try to kill them with that army or something. While maybe you've got a Warp Prism, Warping Zealots in their main or something. Try to come up with a plan that's somewhere in between, so you're not trying to just go from, oh, I cheese Zerg players, or I kill them off 30 probes, to, oh, I'm going to try and play a full-blown macro game with like 26 different reactions in it, my man. It's somewhere in between. Give yourself a stepping stone and you will get there. Scarlett going for a 16 hatch here. This is the new hot build with a lot of the Zerg players. Allows you to get your queens popping out faster because you go, wait, she's not going 17. All right, she's not going to do it Serral style. She's gonna go gas pool. Okay, she does it a little bit different. This does still allow you to get both your queens at the same time. Serral likes to get the pool a little bit faster to actually speed up both queens as well. And what you usually see off this is players getting a creep tumor down at the natural very early as well. Because your queen comes out so fast, it can repel the Reaper, put down a creep tumor, and you'll usually have a very fast third base as well. So this is a very standard Zerg vs Terran opening at the moment in the current meta. If you're not a super high level player, I wouldn't bother necessarily copying the 16 hatch or the tiny little minutiae of I've got to put down creep with my first 25 energy. Those details aren't that important until you're in the super higher leagues, as long as you have a rhythm and a plan that works well for you. Down on the other side, Kelazhur has scouted post barracks. So it's the barracks SCV that's gone across the map. It is a gas first Reaper expand. So Reaper straight into a fast factory. No doubt will be a reactor. And a second depot. It's actually going to go second depot before second gas. We may see a third command center off the back of this. Would not mind that at all. SCV gets there, sees the hatcheries finished, and says, you know what? That means you don't have any early Zerglings on the map. I know they could only be popping out right around the time my Reaper arrives. So yeah, technically on a big map, those two lings could like sneak out around, but they're not going to be the super fast lings off a spawning pool before hatchery build. Reaper is going to come in, have a bit of a poke around. Of course, the aim there is to get any of these Zerglings. Scarlett does pull back the weak Zergling, engages with the higher hit point ones, and the Zerglings have done their job. They will regenerate life by the time they're needed when Hellions arrive about a minute from now. And the Queen, of course, actually went for the double inject. The SCV did come here and was actually patrolling, ready to block a third base. A lot of people hide a drone down there, go for the fast third. Scarlett's not doing that. She's actually continuing to mine gas as well. So Scarlett's got something up her sleeve here. It's a much heavier tech play. I'm thinking maybe a Nidus Worm. But we're going to have to wait and see. Already, I think Kelazhur is going to be like, what are you up to? Fast lair. Could be 2-base muter as well. Very rare to see that at this level of play. Second gas goes down. Yep. I think if no more drones come down and we see a Roach Warren, it's absolutely going to be that. No fourth queen yet. Fourth queen would definitely tell us the story of a Nidus Worm. This creep tumor is almost a fake. It's just to say, yeah, I'm totally wanting to expand outwards. Same with the drone. The drone is like, yeah, I want a third base. Sure. Yeah. Ooh, I mean, she's selling the story right now. Kelazhur is like, hey, I'm going to deny your base. Get wrecked. I don't think she even wants it. She's totally just faking it right now. This is actually really cool. Roach Warren's down. I think Scarlett's going Nidus Worm. She is selling the story so well. Yeah. And she goes for the hatch, but she's delayed it enough that she's been putting the money towards the stuff she actually needs right now, which is the fast lair, the Roach Warren, and the very early second gas mining. She's not going to be building any more drones, and she will be Nidus Worming it. And as Kelazhur, it's so easy to just eat up that story and say, yeah, I did micro my Reaper and Hellions well. I did deny your expansion. And Scarlett just goes straight for the Nidus. As Kelazhur, with this particular build, you need Cyclones. If you don't have out at least one Cyclone when this pops into your base, you're screwed. You just cannot fight it. The Viking doesn't do much damage. It's probably also not going to be nearby. And Hellions don't do anything against it. Banshees also go down very quickly to Queens. Scarlett's actually built a pretty big wave of Zerglings. I guess she wanted to be able to chase off the Hellions and kind of keep those occupied. I think she was saying, look, you know, Kelazhur is going to be active with the Hellions. I can't let them just come in and see that I'm not droning and spot my Nidus or I'm screwed. And oh, there's a blind spot. Where's the Viking? Okay, he does actually see it. His Marine sees it. I don't know if he's noticed it, though. Kelazhur has not noticed it. And, ooh, Scarlett actually gives up a surround on 2 Hellions, but that's fine. All she needs to do is keep him busy. The Zerglings are just going to back off. And, yeah, there's a Raven on the way. Worst possible unit. 2 Cyclones have only just begun. Looks like we might have a very quick 2-0 here. I do not see Kelazhur breaking out of this one. Kelazhur, I like what he's doing. He's just falling back. He has a solid wall on the natural. You gotta raise the depot! Does raise the depot, just barely. SCVs are pulling back. And he says, look, you're very immobile. Come fight me in the choke point where my damage can stack up. And when these 2 Cyclones come out, that's going to change everything. But the natural wall getting bruised. Kelazhur quickly pulling workers to repair. A few SCVs going down here. Oh no, the wall's down. The wall's down, but the Hellions do get down there. They rotate. The Cyclones and the Vikings here doing great damage. Oh, and an auto turret goes down as well. Oh my god, okay. I may have called this one a little bit too early. There's no more Cyclones in production. The Raven gets sniped down. I don't think Kelazhur needed to fight through here. I think Kelazhur needed to keep abusing that position and wait for more cyclones. But now that the SCVs are being pulled, this, I think, is where Scarlett finds the damage. So many roaches are still alive here. Kelazhur gonna tap out. I think he maybe could have held on there. It was gonna be tough either way. Don't get me wrong. That roach count was growing. She makes a few ravages. That's nasty. And of course, she's denying mining on the minerals and his production's here. Like, if she gets the reactor, even gets rid of the tech lab, like, the barracks and the starport aren't really adding anything. All you're doing is building 2 cyclones at a time. So the idea of a Zerg who's committing everything to roaches, ravages, queens, popping out of there, just outproducing you is scary enough. So I understand why Kelazhur took that fight. Unfortunately, does fall 0-2. GG, well played. Cheesy Scarlett continuing her reign of terror in recent times with many cheesy builds mixed in there. That one was executed flawlessly, though. I love the way she sold that story, making it look like her third was being denied, and even committing to just the right amount of Zerglings to continue keeping Kelazhur away from her natural, where that Nidus Worm was. GG, well played.